Hello everybody, welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to talk about moving to Italy. I was moving to Milan to study at a master's program, Management in Arts in Bocconi University. I knew that as minimum I would spend 2 years in this country. Now actually it's been 4 years that I'm living here and I'm enjoying it very much. And I thought I could do like a little overview of my experience, just the first impressions that I got when I moved to this country, some difficulties that I had. I hope it can be useful for some of you that maybe are thinking at the moment to come to Italy to do an Erasmus program. When I moved to Milan in September 2012, I spent a whole summer just preparing documents for a visa, for university, and also I spent a lot of time looking for an apartment or a room to rent. And I remember I was emailing lots of letters every day throughout the whole month of August. I didn't know any Italian, so all of my emails were in English, and I didn't know that Italian people just take vacations in August. Out of 100 letters, I may have received a couple of responses, and so I didn't manage to find anything. And when I was coming here, I didn't have a place to live. Plus, I didn't know anybody and I didn't speak Italian. But I learned French for 2 years during my bachelor's program, so it kind of was a little bit easier to understand the language. And after 5 days I managed to find a room. But if I can give you an advice, you should think about renting a room a little bit in advance, like June, July, because by September the best deals are already gone. There are some websites like Uniplaces, you can check that out. Anyway, I found a room. I was the only foreigner in that room. We had 5 rooms in one apartment, and my roommates were all Italian, which was actually great because I immediately got introduced into the culture. It was actually kind of my choice because I could have rented a room from Bocconi dorms, but I knew that I would be surrounded only by other foreigners and I wanted to learn a new language. So my advice to you, get yourself Italian roommates that don't speak English because that will not be a problem. I mean, you will still manage to explain yourself with gestures and stuff, and I'm sure that will just give you the necessary push to learn a new language. So as I said, when I arrived to Milan, I didn't speak any Italian, and sometimes it was a problem. For example, when I had to apply my documents to receive my first permit of stay, and I would speak to the man in the post office in English, he would not understand what I said, what I asked for, and I needed some information. In situations like this, you might experience some difficulties, but nothing impossible. I mean, Italian people are really open-minded in that way. I mean, they might not know English at all or know just a little bit, but still they will just make their best effort to help you. That's a positive thing. That's the most important thing in the end. So again, if you have time, just start learning Italian a little bit in advance. Since I moved to Italy, surprise, surprise, my eating habits have changed. When I used to study at my bachelor's program in Moscow, I would just eat whenever I wanted to eat. Like, I could have lunch at 4 p.m. and that would be no problem for me. And I ate snacks a lot, but here in Italy they are like concerned a lot about food in general and about time when you eat it. We have an inside joke with a friend of mine where whenever the shop is closing and they're like the shop consultant in a hurry to close it because it's closing time or it's just before lunchtime, we just look at each other and do like this, meaning that Italian people are very, very respectful of their meal time. Anyway, that actually affected me in a very positive way. Even though, I mean, I eat pizza and pasta and I love all that, I still lost some weight just because I was eating on schedule, and that's a very good thing for your health. but sometimes it's kind of absurd to me of how they are like very attentive, very passionate about food habits, you know. It's very different compared to Russia, for example, I think. Also, one of the first things that kind of noticed in Italian people, they know how to disconnect themselves from work or studies and just dedicate some moments to enjoy life. And that's one of the things that I wanted to learn as fast as I could, and I think I managed to. At least I'm still trying. Oh my god, there is a drone outside my window. You have to have a license to use a drone here in Italy. Wow. Looks like somebody's just learning this is flying a little bit like that. Ah, cool. Anyway, living in Milan makes me feel very connected to art world and design world and of course fashion world, I mean, that's by definition, because of the design week and fashion weeks, and there are a lot of galleries, there are a lot of exhibition openings, like every day you can find something. It is actually so amazing, but you have to kind of find your information channels, I guess. Here it just took me some time, but you have to know the right people. Another consequence of me moving to Italy is that I started to travel a lot more. Since I got my permit of stay, I'm free to travel around Europe, and in the beginning it felt so crazy. I remember me and my friends went to Como once, and we just crossed the border with Switzerland after we visited Como just for fun, just because we could do it. Like, we went to Chiasso, which is the first little city after the border between Italy and Switzerland. I don't know, just Russia is so huge that you're definitely not used to crossing borders like that. Anywho, speaking of Italian cities that I've visited until now, I would like to give you some advice. I will skip the basics like Florence, Rome, Venice, etc. because, I mean, you already know that, you have to see them. I will just list some cities that surprised me in a very good way. Turin, for example, which is very close to Milan. It is such a cultural city, it's so spacious, and you know, where the king used to live, so they have all these amazing palaces, royal palaces and gardens. Another city that I like a lot is Ancona. It's in Marche region, and it's a lot underrated. Actually very interesting. It has a lot of historical sites, and just the atmosphere of the city is very beautiful. It's by the seaside, and there is the beach inside the city. Just the city is very nice. Just go check it. I've also been to Naples this July. I definitely suggest you visit it. It's a city with a great history, and I see that they are moving towards welcoming tourists and creating a lot of new initiatives. We went to see some underground tunnels that were built in ancient times, and it was like a guided tour. It was very interesting. Sirmione is another city, very small city to visit. It is on Garda Lake, and it is very touristic. So if you can go there in the middle of the week, just go, because Saturdays and Sundays are really, really full. And the particularity of the city is just find it on Google Maps and you will understand it. Sirmione, it has lakes. It has lake on both sides. Brescia is another city close to Milan that you could spend a weekend in. And actually I have a vlog from Brescia published on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the link down in the description box. They have a very beautiful castle in there, which is situated on a hill and has a beautiful view on the city. Porto Venere is a small city close to La Spezia, and the particularity in there is that they have a church located on the seaside, and there you have an opportunity to go up the roof or terrace. I don't remember very well because I was there like 3 years ago, and you know, enjoy the sunset, the sun that goes into the sea, and I think it's an amazing view. It's very just just for the view for this church, it's just definitely worth going to Porto Venere. And for those of you who love skiing, I would definitely recommend Moena. From Milan, it's like 3-4 hours away by car, but they have a very nice system of slopes. It is built in a way that you have a possibility to go around different peaks of mountains and ski in the slopes of different mountains and then just go back, because it's all kind of connected in one big circle. And then there's a city called Bolzano near Moena, which has a very nice Christmas market, like with all the lights and pretzels, and it's very cute. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will happy to answer, and see you very soon. Bye!